Yes. How
Hi,
you doing today?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Doing good. Doing good.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, cool. So we're on for our 4 o'clock call. so,
Correct. Correct.
yes, yes. So this would be the call, because I know you were having issues, going to the library and logging on,
Right.
and some questions
Right.
about activation, things like that. So we can address as many of these as possible during our call. And
Great.
and then also, like, I'm going to read through the questions that they had on the online journaling. So it would be like you
Uh-huh.
were journaling online, except we're going to document everything on the call. So for
Okay. Fine. Great.
full disclosure, I have my colleague Jose on the other line, and he's
Okay.
on mute right now. He's recording and he's taking notes so that we can.
Okay. Fine. Nice to meet you, Jose.
I'm
Okay. Good.
sorry.
Okay.
No, what
I
happened?
said nice to meet. Yes. I said nice to meet Jose. Okay.
Yes, yes, yeah, he's there.
Okay. Fine. No problem. Okay. Okay. Well,
Oh,
go ahead.
okay.
Okay.
So, all right. So let's go through, I guess, some of the questions. Let me see. And I'll ask, we have an hour, so I'm going to try to go through
Yes.
these as quickly as possible. Some might be a little
Okay.
repetitive, but it's for it's better to
Understandable.
ask in a little more detail so we can gather all the
Right.
information we need. So,
Correct.
all right.
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
Let's
So,
get it.
all right. So when you were with Miguel and you activated your device with him in person, when you met with
Correct.
him, can you
Correct.
walk me through the steps you took to activate your phone?
Let's see. As I remembered, this was 2 weeks ago. As I remembered, we called the company,
Mm-hmm.
and then we started activating the phone. They took us through the steps of activating the phone from 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 putting the phone together to the point of giving again, the two different numbers that they need, the SIM number, and I forget the other number, but yes,
Okay.
you give the two different numbers
Mm-hmm.
that they need in activation, and then after that, the certain question I I don't really recall, but you got certain questions they could answer to get through that. They
Okay.
gave you the phone number,
Okay.
and then a- and then I actually gave you the number. The gentleman that was working on me, he called my number to make sure to call my direct number to make sure it's working,
Mm-hmm.
and I said yes, it is working, and then they said okay, then just power the phone down,
Mm-hmm.
and then power it back up within a minute, and by that point the phone started working.
All right. So why did you opt to choose a phone call to activate your phone as opposed to maybe another way?
Well,
Another way.
to just make sure that the phone call went through. Be- Because see, I'm not that. I mean, I can do a call forward on my phone here. I'm not that familiar with a smartphone, and that's why I chose to really keep this phone. 'Cause I just got this phone 6 weeks ago, and my sister did a lot of work to put it together, and
Okay.
I know her too well. And so I said no. So that's why I chose to keep this phone. But yet we just called for purposes of the study to just make sure it works.
Okay. So
And then we texted. Yes, yes.
okay, better to call in person. Okay. What
Exactly, yes.
was the last type of phone you had before this phone? Was it a smartphone also, or was it a
Uh,
regular phone?
no, I've always been with the old-fashioned flip.
Ah,
12
flip
years
phone.
ago, yeah, because if you were to look at my fingers, I mean, if you take pictures, but
Mhm.
you probably don't, but yet my fingers are very fumbly. So my first cell phone is '06. My second phone was 12. Third was 16, and then and then she like every other year. So my sister decided through my advice, she's my executor too because she's mom's executor, and I've had some problems throughout life. So basically, I'm being assisted by the family. So she picked this phone. I said, "Wow, looks good." And then once I saw all the internet, I said, "Wow, I really love that," because I do a lot of service online. To let you guys know, I mean, I do service galore to make extra money for myself.
Okay.
Since I'm retired with Social Security, And any little extra bucks that don't be taxed is fine with me.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you had a flip phone before. What did you like
Always.
or dislike about your previous phone?
I love the flip phone, and it's very easy to dial. But I know the text you got to do ABC, then DEF. I know, but I'm getting a little bit used to it because I do constant text with family and friends and different situations I'm in. So I'm getting it down. Occasionally you'll see a bad spell, but I say, well, at least it's better. At least it's better than it was 12 years ago.
Okay.
So,
If you transition from a flip phone to a smartphone, how was that transition? And what was the most
well,
challenging part?
my fingers. I, I mean that's why I'm keeping. That's why I'm keeping this phone as a flip, and the smart. I might try to do it eventually, honestly, but at this point, uh, uh, just the challenge of trying to touch it very quickly
Mm-hmm.
because my touch can be a little bit too hard, and I
Okay.
know the way my touch is. I mean, I'm detailed, but for some reason I want to hit it, but I'm not used to actually touching it. So
Okay.
that's why I really prefer an actual flip. A
Okay.
smartphone would be great. I could be making a lot of money doing calling Uber rides for different places, but I just chose to keep a flip out of my life conditions that I've been through and all that good stuff.
Okay. Am I speaking to you on your flip phone or on the smartphone that you use for
Flip,
the
flip,
study? Oh, okay. Do you
flip
have the
phone, flip.
smartphone with you so that we can go through some?
I I really don't even have that with me. I gave that to a friend. I mean, this is what I told the people. I told the people that I'm not that familiar with the smartphone.
Oh, okay. Let me.
I know I told them. I know I told them.
Oh, okay. Because there's some tasks that we need to complete that require that phone. Hold on.
Yeah,
Let me put you on a brief hold, okay?
that's fine. No, I know. Uh,
Okay, Donald, I had to consult
yes.
with I had to consult with regarding the part of the study. So you gave the phone to your friend permanently?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, yes. Basically, I knew I would not use it.
Okay. Well, I do have to disclose, I think I have to end the session here because part of the journaling was to utilize the phone and to do certain tasks with it. I knew you
could not
couldn't.
have done it, ma'am. I can, even if I defend, I could not have done it.
Okay.
My signature show, I could not have done it. And I mean, I told everyone along, everywhere I said, this cannot be done. I'm not familiar at all with a smartphone.
Okay. Okay, so I do.
Told this.
Okay.
Now, hopefully, this won't affect the payment. I told everybody constantly.
Okay, so for the first phase, going through the emails and giving feedback, and as well as the second session that you attended, you'd be compensated for. But this third phase, which required the journaling and some interaction with the device.
They never told me, man. They never told me.
I'm sorry. I do need to. I'm sorry. I don't think I can move forward with this journaling because you don't have the device on hand, and unfortunately, like I did consult.
I told them like all along. I told them all along. So there should be some kind of compensation because I told them all along. Constant, Brandon, every step of the way. I've been honest with them. So there should be some kind of compensation.
I know there was
whatever.
I know there was a concern regarding the journaling part.
Yes,
however, we do. Okay, that's why I actually called and scheduled the call with you so that we can gather the information and see, the transition experience. But unfortunately, I won't be able to do these exercises if you don't have your device.
So I'm talking, man, all the time.
Okay.
I mean, even half price, I don't care. I understand not fault, fine.
Okay.
I mean, even half price. I've been totally honest all along.
Okay. In that case, Donald, I'll make a note here. I'll escalate this, but as far as I'm aware, we won't be able to. As far as I'm aware, and as I've been notified, we won't be able to compensate you for this portion because you don't have the device to complete the task required to gather the data we need. So I'll escalate this. I'll escalate this further, and
that's great. And get back to me. What I mean, I understand not going to pay the whole thing. I understand that.
No, sure. The first two sessions, yes. Like like you attended, you were there in person. Like you viewed the communications, you gave your feedback. Those two sessions, absolutely, because this was a 3-part study. So the first 2 parts you'd definitely be compensated for. This part is incomplete.
Yeah. I've already been compensated for the first 2, but see, I understand not getting the whole compensation here.
Okay.
I mean, half or quarter would be great. I mean, whatever it may be. I mean, I understand the situation that we're in at this point. I mean, if you can put in good words, quarter, half, I mean, at least it's counting. I understand, not the whole thing.
Sure. Part 1 and 2 is not an issue. It's this third part because we were not able to move forward that we won't be able to. That's the information I've received.
I talked about part 3. I was assured that I could still do part 3. They assured me, Brandon, everybody, Brandon, as I was talking to, he assured me if something from the third could be compensated. I understand not the whole thing, but Brandon did assure me at least something could be taken care of for the third.
Okay, then let me escalate this and get back to you because I think this is yeah. So, all right, Donald. Well, if we do decide to some degree to move forward, then of course I'd give you a call, and we'd schedule something further. But in the meantime, yes, that's as far as I'm aware. So,
okay. Man, thank you. Now.
All right,
bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Yes, bye-bye.
Jose? Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, are you still recording? I'm going to call Brandon. Because please. Okay. Wow. He gave away his phone. I can't believe it.
I wish I can be his friend now because I don't have a phone right now. Wow. Yeah, well.
What a generous friend. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, let me call Brandon while you're on the line.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Hold on.
2020 Sprint speaking.
Hi, Brandon. This is Denise from TrackPhone. How are you?
I'm doing all right, Denise.
I'm good. I'm good. Okay, I still have my colleague on the line, Jose. We were recording, and he's still recording and taking notes from our session that we attempted to do with Donald. I think there was a miscommunication, or maybe I missed something. But Donald, of course, he couldn't go to the library. He could, it was hard for him to log in Qualboard. So I scheduled the call, with the understanding that he was going to, be doing the tasks and answering the questions over the phone with me, which is fine. That wasn't the issue. And he was ready. He was prepared. I called him at 4 p.m. as scheduled. When I was starting to ask him some questions about his device and his activation experience. I said, what phone are you speaking to me on? He's like, oh, his flip phone, which wasn't the issue. But then I said, oh, okay, well, we do have some tasks that we need you to complete, which is to send a text message, to send a text message with a photo, to go on the internet through the internet browser, and make a phone call. And he said, oh, I don't have my phone. I gave it to my friend. So I spoke with Miguel. Yeah, I spoke with Miguel on the other line, and that's why I just continued the session. I didn't disconnect with Jose because I just wanted to get your recollection as well, because I did need to escalate to someone. So I figured I'd speak to you and also Miguel. I haven't talked to Miguel about this yet, but he was like, I don't have my phone. I told everyone from the beginning that I'm not going to be able to use the internet. I'm not going to be able to study. I don't feel comfortable. So I gave my phone to my friend. And I said, listen, I just need you to understand, like, part 1 and 2, like, this study was in 3 phases. I said phase 1 and 2, there's not going to be an issue with compensation because you showed up, you gave your feedback. But phase 3 was journaling, and part of that journaling was for you to have your device and to complete certain activities. I was like, I understand you can't use a computer, but like you need to have your device, like, in order for us to get feedback. So he's like, oh, and I'm like, so, and I called Miguel, I put it on mute, and I said, listen, I'm like, Donald doesn't have his device. And he's like, oh, really? And he's like, well, let him know that he won't be compensated for this phase of the study. So I called Donald back, and he's like, Brandon said that I'm going to be compensated at least a little bit, for doing this journaling in phase 3, and there's a discrepancy there. So I just wanted to clarify.
I did not say that.
Okay.
I did not say that whatsoever.
Okay. Yeah.
That I never mentioned anything regarding compensation whatsoever.
Okay.
I told him that what I did in where we left off is just that he said that he did not want to activate his phone. So I went ahead and that's when I told Miguel and you guys about that. What do you want to do with him at this point?
Yeah.
I never told him to give his phone off to anybody else too. At that point that would naturally disqualify him because the fact that he gave his phone to somebody else.
Yeah,
so,
of course.
Yeah, no way in the world. Basically I told him just to hold, I told him we would talk to him about this next phase with him in terms of because the point of him not activating his phone, obviously, I don't know what alternative route you wanted to go to speak with him to see if he would be a participant for this study. So I never guaranteed anything whatsoever.
Yeah, I think he was under the impression that he was going to, I said it, and like, I'm making it clear, part 1 and 2 is not there's no issue with compensation for part 1 and 2, but phase 3, we can't complete the tasks. Like, we can't move forward because you don't have your device, and there's certain things that we need to collect. We need to go through and see how you interact and get your feedback, but you can't do that if you don't have your device. He's like, oh, try to put a good word for me, and he was starting to get irritable, and all I offered was like, oh, let me escalate this. And obviously I hadn't spoken with you. I said, let me escalate this and see how we're going to move forward, but I can't guarantee, I could just try to escalate it. But right now, like, as far as I'm aware, you're not going to get compensated. So, okay, so I was not incorrect, and Miguel was not incorrect either. You guys he's not going to get paid for this. He doesn't have a phone.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point that I think at the fact that he no longer has his phone and he gave it away disqualifies him for the study.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's an issue after the study's complete, but I said, you're supposed to log activity online. You couldn't do that, so that's why you're reaching out and making a phone call, but like I can't I can't move forward.
I will go ahead and talk to him about that, though.
Okay.
But yeah, I do not feel comfortable paying him whatsoever because he never mentioned that he was giving his phone to somebody else.
Okay.
And the fact of the matter is that the conversation where we left the conversation, it was just that you would be contacting them, do things over the phone, and seeing what we could do to add you as a participant for this study.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
All right. I will go ahead. Yeah, I will go ahead and give him a call.
Thank you.
And then let him know because I mean at this point you guys can't use him, correct?
Yeah, no. I mean Miguel said as long as he should know. I'm like he's like, yep. Please let him know that he's disqualified or he's essentially like we can't speak with him because we can't move forward.
Yeah.
Like we had to do those 4 tasks and collect that data from him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and he's definitely irritable about it. I said I'd escalate it.
He is, and I will do my best to just break it as easy as possible. But at this point, I agree with you that he shouldn't be paid for this whatsoever.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Brandon. Let me know. Please let me know if there's anything else you need. No, I mean it. I guess I guess he took the liberty to give away his phone. There's not much we can do. Like it's
Yeah.
I thought that sounded odd that you said that you would still be paying him even if he wasn't gonna participate. That's why I had to read out. That's why I had to reach out.
I never mentioned anything regarding payment whatsoever.
Okay.
So
okay.
That is always a to be determined or to be continued as we try to figure this out for you.
I think his concerns where he was coming from was like, they knew the whole time that I didn't know how to work with a phone or device like the internet. But I mean that was kind of the reason to have him to get his feedback.
Well, yeah. Well, the thing was that I mean that's something I guess we have to talk to Miguel about because did he mention this to him? When he was coming in for the interview for the second part of the study when he actually got the phone.
Okay.
Because at that point, I think that like a resolution should have been made at that point to figure out if he was if you could continue on at this point.
I think he was when you sent maybe like there was some misunderstanding because like when you sent the email he said he didn't activate his device. I mean he did that with Miguel, so there was like a concern. Maybe he doesn't understand that he actually activated a phone with Miguel. He doesn't know what that means.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you want to link up with Miguel at some point to discuss Donald and how we move forward? Or I mean, I think you and Miguel agree that he won't be paid, but what do you need to clear up?
I'll talk to Donald first to see how that goes, and then after that, I'll if something does take place after that, I'll go ahead and talk to Miguel.
Thank you. Yeah, copy me. Let me know. Keep me in the loop. I'll help as much as I can. So.
Okay.
But yeah.
No
thank you for your time, Brandon. Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. No problem. No, thank you. I will, and I'll keep you posted with our conversation with him.
Thank you so much. All right.
Alrighty.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Hello. Oh my God. Oh. I just think he was confused. Ugh. Yeah. 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 Okay. I mean, yeah. I mean, they're human. So, could you send me the video of this audio, please, just in case of the whole situation with Donald and the call with Brandon too? All right. Just so yeah, in case Miguel needs to listen to it. Wow. All right. YouTube and send it. Okay. All right. All right. Thank you. Okay. Bye.